Hi, it's Max from MaxiGreen.com, and I'm back with the last video of my Dating with Ease series, just tips and tricks to get you through dating and relationships with a higher consciousness. If you watched the other videos in this series, then you know the story, but if you haven't, here's just a quick recap. So I've been starting to connect more with people who are out there searching for love, and I've noticed some interesting trends in all of our mindsets that I wanted to dig into a bit and just explore some ways that we can shift our mindsets a bit to hopefully make the search a little bit easier and, at the very least, to conserve some of our precious mental energy so that dating is a little bit less exhausting. So in video number 1, I talked about minding your own shit and not wasting energy on what everyone else is doing. And in video 2, we talked about being honest with ourselves and, closing the gap between what we want and what we're putting out there. And then video 3, I went on a bit of a tangent about letting go of some of our arbitrary deal breakers and getting to know a person before we dismiss them as unsuitable just based on knowing a fact or two about them. In today's video, we're talking about abandoning our illusions, letting go of our fantasies of what love is supposed to look like so that we can learn to recognize it in our everyday lives. So let's get into it. Sadly, we all grew up on fairy tales, and we all spent our teens and our 20s and our 30s and our 40s watching rom-coms and stuff. And so we have these really clear and really messed up ideas of what love is supposed to look like. But in the movies, love is cute. In reality, love is just not that cute. It's just not. In reality, love is not Richard Gere standing in the sunroof of a white limousine holding up an umbrella to save Julia Roberts. And it's not what's his name asking what's her name for Double or Nothing at the end of Love and Basketball. That's not many dudes or women for that matter behave in these, grandiose ways in real life. And so if you're holding on to that picture in your head as that is what a declaration of love looks like, you could be disappointed. Because it just doesn't always happen like that. And that isn't the only way to show love. And so I think a lot of us women, and maybe men too, we have these ideas about grand gestures. We want to slam out of doors and have people chase us down the hallway. And, we want to be standing in the rain like Darius and Nina, declaring our love. And we want to break up so we can have these big, passionate speeches of people begging us to take them back, like, I love you, I need you, you complete me, you had me at hello. We want all of that big shit, the stuff we see in movies and read about in books that nobody says in real life. And it's not real. Sometimes a grand gesture is your dude making you this janky ass pork chop for dinner because he wants to do something special. And so he's made you this pork chop, and he left the dirty frying pan on the grease all over the stove, and he didn't make a vegetable to go with it, and he served it on the wrong plate. Sometimes that's a grand gesture, and we're looking at it like, this dude just came here and made me this nasty ass pork chop, and I don't even eat swine, and he left me all these dishes, and he didn't even wipe down the stove, and that's my pet peeve. And we just gotta let go of some of the idea of a pretty picture. It's not always gonna be a pretty picture. Sometimes we gotta give an A for effort and appreciate the intention behind it and not lose our shit because this doesn't look like pork chops in the movies. Sometimes that janky ass pork chop comes with the same depth of feeling as Richard Gere standing up in that limousine with his umbrella up in the air. It comes from the same strength of love and the same desire to please and to show his feelings. And we just need to learn to see love in everyday spaces and in everyday acts. Sometimes a grand gesture is your partner shoveling your driveway before you get up to go to work. Sometimes the act of love is, telling you it's time to go home when you're out to dinner with friends and you're having a great time and the wine is flowing and you're vibing and you're kikiing it with your girls, and he turns around and says, I want to go home. And you're looking at him like, oh my God, you're such a bore. You're such a fucking wet blanket and you're killing my vibe. And he's thinking, it's 11 o'clock and she has to go to work in the morning. And when she doesn't get enough sleep, she's miserable and she's suffering and she has a terrible day. And I don't want her to go through that. So, let me be the bad guy. Let me be the asshole who breaks up this party early so that she can get her rest. That's a grand gesture. And I don't think that we've been taught to see that. So I think that we need to reevaluate the way that we evaluate love in our lives, because a lot of times, we're missing out on great things because it doesn't look like a movie. And so that's it, the last in our series of mindset shifts that we can make to date with ease. I really hope you enjoyed watching these videos as much as I've enjoyed making them. And as always, if you want to see more from me, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel or check me out at maxigreen.com. That's green with an E at the end, for more content, more tips, more videos, and more love. Thank you for watching, and happy dating.